Welcome back to Superhero Explained. So this issue is really about one thing. Bruce starting to believe that if he wants to survive what's coming, he has to become something harder, meaner, less human. And the scary part is, by the end, it really feels like he buys into that. We open in Lincoln, New Mexico. Martha Wayne is alone on a desert highway trying to leave Bruce a voicemail. She tells him she loves him and tells him not to ever change for anyone. And before she can finish, the call cuts, an armored vehicle pulls up, and two men in owl masks jump out. But the part that really matters is Martha knows the words they're saying. She starts finishing their warning herself before they can finish it. So right away, you know this is not random. She has history with these people. Then they bag her and take her away. Back in Gotham, Batman is fighting Poison Ivy clones with chainsaws strapped to both hands, while the real Ivy looms behind him. Alfred warns him the spore density is so bad that if the cowl comes off, Bruce will be compromised almost instantly. Bruce's answer is simple. Then the cowl stays on. So this is not just a fight. It's Bruce trying not to lose himself. Bruce tells Alfred to stop just calling out attacks and find him a weakness. Alfred keeps feeding him threats from the right and left, while Bruce cuts through clone after clone. But Bruce is already thinking bigger. Ivy is plant, animal, insect, bacteria. So what part of her actually breaks? And Alfred can't find the answer. Then we flash back to when Ivy supposedly died. All that survived the chemical fire was her heart, preserved on ice. Her mother asks if it's alive. The doctors say no. But Ivy tells us she is alive. More alive than ever, actually. She can feel these primal forces connecting her to something bigger. And she blames the powerful man who put her there. The man who punished her for going too far in her research. In her mind, those men are the same kind who build walls between people, nature, and truth. Then she senses her mother is dying, reaches for her, and a vine starts growing from the heart. That's the birth of this version of Poison Ivy. Back in the present, Batman is still carving through Ivy's clones, while she keeps telling him they're on the same side. Bruce tries calling Alfred, but Ivy reveals she's jamming the comms biologically. Bacteria, animal signals, all of it. So now you realize she's not just a monster. She's a living bioweapon. Then her true form starts unfurling even more, and she tells Bruce he's already halfway to becoming something greater as well. Then we get Bruce trying to reach people. He looks for Waylon in the sewers. Nothing. He tries Ozzy. Gets nowhere. He tries Nigma. Nothing. He goes to Harvey Dent's office and finds out Dent's been put on leave. So every connection he has is breaking down. And then Bruce thinks about the voicemail from his mother. He keeps opening it and hanging up before it starts, like he's saving it for the moment he needs it most. That tells you exactly where he is emotionally. He's isolated, and he's sleeping. Back in the fight, Ivy pins Batman down and starts talking to him like she's trying to help him. She says she can take away the pain. She says she can feel how badly he's hurting over his mother and his friends. So now she's fully inside his head. Bruce lashes out and tells her to get out, and Ivy responds by firing spores at him and telling him to join her, be her knight. She doesn't want to kill him. She wants to turn him. Bruce dodges one spore, blocks another, and Ivy starts listing what he's becoming. Spines, wings, viral traits. She's basically telling him that transformation is already happening, whether he likes it or not. Bruce still refuses, and Ivy drops the softer tone. If he won't come willingly, she'll drag him into the light. Back in New Mexico, the Owlmen take Martha to an abandoned airfield and call her out for contacting Bruce. Martha says something is happening in Gotham, and warning Bruce was worth the risk. Then comes the big reveal. She wasn't just part of their world. She was a Talon, the best Talon. That completely changes how you read her. Martha was not near this conspiracy. She was one of its sharpest weapons. Back in Gotham, Ivy explains how she sees Batman. To her, Gotham is a living ecosystem. Batman introduced something new, and the city reacted. That's natural. His mistake was trying to stop the transformation halfway through. She says he planted the seeds and is now afraid of what he's grown. So Ivy does not see Batman as her opposite. She sees him as someone already halfway into her worldview. Then we cut to Alfred, and things get even bigger. He's in his hidden base when a voice tells him the plan has changed. His new assignment is Batman. That's huge. Then Harley Quinn shows up saying she's here to help him with the Batman situation. At the same time, Dick Grayson is already thinking he needs to do something about Bruce. And Bruce himself is barely holding it together around normal people. So the pressure is now coming from every direction. Ivy pushes deeper into Bruce's mind and tells him he can keep pretending not to see what's happening, but it's happening anyway. She says the people whose plan he disrupted see it too, the ones who hate change. And worst of all, their leader, their Horned King, is already here, looking down from above. Bruce tries to ground himself by thinking about Gotham physically. Steel, limestone. He's trying to hold on to reality. By now, Batman is completely trapped in Ivy's tendrils, and she finally gives the full pitch. She talks about a larger enemy who rules through deals, pacts, and servants, and says he came for her just like he's now coming for Bruce. Then she goes all the way. If Bruce won't evolve willingly, she'll force it. She'll release what's in this place, remake him, remake everyone, and build a new kingdom. So her plan is no longer survival. It's total transformation. Then we get a really important flashback. Bruce has just smashed up a Batman merchandise stall when Gordon shows up. Bruce assumes it's about Gordon and Martha. It's not. Gordon says this about Bruce. Then he tells him he knows. And Bruce gets it immediately. What makes the scene work is Gordon doesn't make it dramatic. He just sits Bruce down and talks to him like a person. Bruce asks how Gordon figured it out, and Gordon basically says a 6'9", 400-pound man is not exactly subtle. Bruce asks if Martha knows. Gordon says probably not. She's working very hard not to see it. Then Bruce asks the real question. Are you here to tell me to stop? Gordon asks if that's what he wants. Bruce says he doesn't know. Batman is getting too big. He wanted Batman to affect the city, not become the giant symbol the whole city revolves around. And what he's facing makes him feel like he has to become darker. Gordon says he doesn't have the answer, but Barbara once gave him advice when he was in a similar place. Back in the present, Barbara Gordon appears and cuts Batman free. She tells him SWAT is coming and they need to get out before Ivy figures out who he is. Bruce says no, because the spores are still the real threat. If Ivy releases them into Gotham, nothing else matters. So even after all this, Bruce is still focused on stopping the citywide disaster first. Back in New Mexico, one of the owlmen puts a gun to Martha's head, and she absolutely unloads on them. She says the owls used to stand for something. They fought from the shadows against the rich and powerful. They were warriors. Now they're just hiding. She admits they were crushed, but says becoming something new should not mean abandoning what they are at the core. And if that's what they've become, they might as well shoot her. She's not begging here. She's condemning them. Back in Gotham, Ivy lunges and Batman finally uses the sound gun. It hurts her, and that confirms what Bruce suspected. Ivy never fully transformed. She kept her heart, the last human piece of herself, and Bruce goes straight for that weakness. Destroy the spores, or I destroy the heart. And the cruel part is, he knows exactly what he's threatening. That heart is the one her mother held. This page ties everything together. Bruce asks Gordon what Barbara's advice was. Gordon says when he became mayor, he thought maybe he needed to become colder and harder to lead. At the same time, Batman tells Ivy that Ivy doesn't just climb, it clings. Martha tells Owlman they're better than this. And then Gordon gives Bruce Barbara's line. A tree grows tallest when you care for its roots. That's the whole issue in one sentence. Growth is supposed to come from protecting your core, not cutting it away. The spores explode. Gordon tells Bruce he has good roots and trusts him to make the right choice when the time comes. Then Ivy lashes out and calls Bruce weak, small, human. Bruce says yes, he has been. Then he turns the gun to full blast and says, but not anymore. And that is the moment where you feel the issue turning hard in the wrong direction. Now the book cuts between New Mexico and Gotham. Martha suddenly looks at one of the owlmen and says, "What are you?" So clearly that gunman is about to shoot. Then in Gotham, Batman destroys Ivy's heart. This is brutal. It's not just winning the fight. It's Bruce destroying the last piece of her humanity. And then the gun goes off in New Mexico, and Barbara pulls Batman out before SWAT can identify him. SWAT surrounds Ivy while she screams after Batman, calling him a monster. And Barbara clearly feels that too. She asks what happened and points out that he destroyed Ivy's heart anyway. Then she offers him the bat helmet back. That feels important because it's almost like she's offering him a way back into himself. But Bruce refuses it. He says Ivy told him to fight what's coming, that he needed to evolve, and he just took her advice. Then he leaves and says maybe everyone should. This is not a victory moment. That's Batman leaning into something dangerous. Then the issue circles back to all the people Bruce had tried to reach. Ozzy thinks another knock at the door must be Bruce again. Nigma is staring at the doorway where Bruce once stood. Harvey Dent's name is being scraped off his office door, and Waylon comes out of the sewers human again, calling for Bruce. And that's the sad part. Just as some of these threads finally begin to move, Bruce is already moving away from them. And then the last page lands perfectly. Batman is standing alone on top of a radio tower with an axe, finally listening to the voicemail from his mother. It starts playing, and Bruce cuts it off immediately. Delete message. That's the ending. After all this talk about roots, identity, and whether Bruce can hold on to anything human while he changes, he ends the issue by deleting his mother's voice. That's what makes the whole thing hit. Bruce doesn't just suffer the transformation here. He chooses it. And that's it. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and comment your favorite moment down below. I'll see you next time on Superhero Explained.